Here are my Clash in Italy predictions, what I think the full match card is going to look like, and who I think is going to win every match. So let's get into it. Up first, we have Gunther versus Cody Rhodes for the World Championship. I think that this is going to be a really good match. I'm definitely excited for it. My prediction is that Cody Rhodes is going to lose the title here. I think Gunther is going to win the belt. I think that they'll probably have somebody like Randy Orton cost Cody the match, and that leads to Gunther winning the title. I just think WWE is not doing this match here with giving Gunther a title shot unless they're putting the title on Gunther. I'm pretty confident in that. Just feels like a weird match to make. So, I mean, I guess there's a way that Randy Orton causes some sort of interference and it turns into a triple threat for the next pay-per-view, but my gut just says Gunther wins the title here, and then Cody continues his feud with Randy Orton without the title involved. So my prediction is Gunther wins the title here. Up next, I have a rematch between Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. So Braun Breaker defeated Seth Rollins at Backlash. This came after there was some outside interference from Paul Heyman, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory during the match. So it was not a clean victory. That is what I predicted in my Backlash predictions. And I think that is going to continue the feud, which makes sense. Now I think they're going to face off in Clash in Italy, which would make sense as the next match in their feud here. Ultimately, I have them facing off at SummerSlam in a third and final match. So this is kind of going how I think it's going to go so far. So my prediction is we get another Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker match at Clash in Italy, and I also predict that Seth Rollins wins this time to extend the kind of feud and to make it 1-1, and then they face off again, one final match at SummerSlam with some sort of stipulation involved to kind of officially end that feud. Up next, I'm going with Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill in a rematch for the Women's Championship. So I really wasn't sure if this match was going to happen since it didn't happen at Backlash. I thought they'd kind of do the WrestleMania 42 rematches at Backlash. That wasn't the case. This match didn't happen, but they kind of continued their feud on the last episode of SmackDown as of recording this video. So I'm pretty certain that they're going to face off again here with only a few weeks to um, Clash in Italy. I think it would make sense for them to face off again here. I think this would be another good match between them. I like their match at WrestleMania 42, and maybe this one can be even better. But as for the winner, I am going with Rhea Ripley retaining the title. I don't see a title change happening here after they just changed it, so I think it should be a solid match, and I think that Rhea Ripley is going to defeat Jade Cargill. Okay, so I want to preface two things here. One, I think that Liv Morgan is going to be wrestling on this pay-per-view. I think it would make sense because she wasn't featured at Backlash after winning the Women's Championship, so I feel like it makes sense to have her defend her title at the Clash in Italy event. So I expect her to be defending against somebody. The question is, who's it going to be against? My early prediction right now is going to be Liv versus Stephanie Vacar, but Stephanie is currently injured. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be a long-term thing or they're kind of just saying it's worse than it is, but my gut right now says we could get Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vacar here, and then um, Liv Morgan winning and then moving on to a new feud. I think they can kind of tell the story with an injured Stephanie Vacar kind of returns and faces Liv, but doesn't have enough in the tank to beat Liv and kind of Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. So yeah, I think Stephanie can lose here and still look good because she's kind of injured and whatever. It just depends on how serious of an injury that Stephanie has. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But right now, my prediction is going to be Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vacar. And I predict that Liv Morgan is going to win to retain the title. Roman Reigns defeated Jacob Fatu at Backlash, but it was clear from what happened after with the beatdown and everything after the match that this feud is far from over. So I'm going to predict that we are going to be getting Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns at this event in a rematch. This would make sense. Also, Roman Reigns is currently advertised for the show, so he's going to wrestle, it looks like, and it would obviously make sense for him to face off against Jacob Fatu. So I'm going with Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu as my prediction. What I think is actually going to happen here is I think Roman Reigns is going to win and to retain the title. I don't see a title change. And then what I think is going to happen is after the match, I think Reigns is going to get beaten down and written off TV because there's a rumor that we might not see Reigns after Clash in Italy until SummerSlam. So I think that we'll see somebody attack Roman after the match. Maybe a Obafemi could make sense here. Maybe a Jacob Fatu keeps attacking him, and so whoever he's gonna face, Roman, I mean, at SummerSlam, it should attack him after the match and set up that SummerSlam match with kind of a brutal beatdown that writes him off TV for a few months. So we'll wait and see on that, but I'm going with Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu again in Italy with Roman Reigns winning. And then after the match, somebody beating down Roman and kind of writing him off TV. So that's my prediction. Okay, so there you have it. Those are my WWE Clash in Italy match card predictions. Let me know in the comments what your match card looks like. Would love to hear from you, and also would love to hear if you agree or disagree with any of my picks. Please subscribe to this channel for more WWE predictions. We do this for kind of every WWE pay-per-view event and future events. So, yeah, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.